French braid, Dutch braid, and lace braid are all subtle variations of the same technique. So what I'm going to be showing you is doing this technique with a regular 3-strand braid or plait. So this is the just standard, what we often call English braid. I don't know why all these names. English, French, Dutch. I don't know how they got those names. I don't want to think about the potential racism there. So for the French braid, you start with 3 small sections. You're adding hair to each section as you go, and you're putting the new pieces over the top. This is what makes it a French braid, is that when you add that new section and you're braiding it, you're putting that new section over the top of the middle section, and then take in from the other side on top of the middle section. Then it becomes the middle section. Take it in, bring it over the top of the middle section, pull the middle section to the side, it becomes the middle section. And this creates a kind of flat braid against your head. And here are some of the styles that you can do that involve a French braid. There are probably others. Let me know if you know others. Then, in contrast, the Dutch braid, you're pulling the sections under. So it's kind of a backwards English braid, where you take the section from each side and you bring it under the middle section. Same thing from the other side, put it under the middle section. This creates a more raised braid, so it has more of a distinct kind of line to it. Now, this is the technique that is used for most black hairstyles of braids, like cornrows. They're just done on a much, much smaller scale, so you'd have multiple tiny, quote-unquote, Dutch braids. And again, I have not looked into the history of how they came to be called these things. It does make me a little uncomfortable that these black hairstyles are using something that we refer to as a Dutch braid. But anyway, the raisedness of it can allow for some other kinds of neat styles. And this is what you would use to do a crown braid. You'd start in one corner and loop all the way around your head. Okay, so then the lace braid technique is where you're only taking in hair on one side. Depending on the style you're going for, it could be the right side or the left side. So in this case, I am taking in hair on the left side closest to my face, and then I am not adding hair on the other side. So just adding hair on the left side, passing it over the center, pull the center over, then regular braid without adding any hair. So this technique can be used for doing little accent braids, for doing like a headband braid, for doing a waterfall braid. If you drop the sections, it's a more complex version. And these 3 techniques can also be used with rope braids. So you can French rope braid, Dutch rope braid, and lace rope braid as well.